Good afternoon, guys. Jordan here with the Nutty Gnome Homestead. It is April 7th, 2026. It's a beautiful day here in southern Illinois. We are going to be working on our rainwater catchment system today. Now, I have spoke about this a couple of times. We do collect rainwater several different places around the farm. We use it for watering our animals, we use it for our gardens, and we also use it as an emergency water storage here as well. What you guys see behind me is a 330-gallon IBC tote. It's food grade. We have our water diverting right off of our downspout. This green hose goes from the diverter into our IBC tote. And then down here is where our outlet is. This is where we fill up our 5-gallon buckets for water in our plants. Now, I noticed a couple days ago we had a little bit of rain. This was about half to 3/4 of the way full. It was leaking about a 5-gallon bucket of water every 2 to 3 hours. Uh, Straight from the factory, this was a brand new tote, nothing in it. They do not put any kind of pipe dope, thread tape, anything on the plastic fittings. It's no wonder they're going to leak, and they'll leak eventually. So what we're going to do is we're going to get this taken care of, and maybe one day I'll even show you guys how we get this all plumbed up to where we can run our irrigation off of these as well. So we're going to get you guys in close. I'm going to show you what we're going to do, and we're going to get this simple project fixed to where we can start collecting rainwater. You should be collecting rainwater too. First things first, we got to drain off the water. Now we're going to turn this over on its side. Get that cross member out of here. We're going to turn it over on its side. And we're going to get this pulled out. Now these things aren't heavy or anything. They just slide right out. You can set it up however you want. What I'm going to do is, here is our spout, our outlet. This is what I'm going to be working on, so I want this here at the top. I don't want to be bending over upside down on my head trying to get these off. They do make a special tool where you don't have to take these out of the cage. It took me 30 seconds to take the screws out, and 2 minutes to take it off of the bricks. These aren't heavy, they're just a little cumbersome, a little awkward. So what we're going to do now is I'm going to grab a pair of channel locks, something that'll open up. This is about 3 inches, 3.5 inches in diameter. Grab a pair of channel locks, and we're just going to twist this off. So I'm going to grab these with a pair of channel locks. Now be careful, if you don't have some sort of cover on these to protect them from the UV rays. I've got a black shroud that goes over top of this one. I'll leave a link to it down below. Everybody should have these covered or painted. Leaving this kind of plastic out in the sun, this plastic will get real brittle. If you got it covered, it's not too bad. But we'll get this turned off of here. See, that wasn't put on there very tight. So, and you guys can see there's no dope or anything in there. It's just a standard butterfly valve. Open. So we're going to put a little thread tape on these threads here. There's no thread tape or anything on it. We're going to put a little thread tape on these, and we're going to get this screwed back on. I have some 3/4 inch thread tape, pipe tape, whatever you guys want to call it, thread seal. Now I already put one wrap on there and thought maybe I ought to get you guys in close for some of those folks that have never done this before. Got the thread tape. We're going to put it around here. Let's see. Yeah, righty-tighty. I'm going to do a couple of 3 wraps. These are pretty deep teeth on here, threads. All right. I'll do one more. This stuff is pretty cheap, good insurance. Anything that you have plumbed in should have either plumber's tape or dope on it or something. It does make a difference. Now, this is going to screw. righty-tighty, lefty-loosey, guys. Whenever you put your thread tape on there, put it the same way that this is going to rotate. That was so as you turn it, it gets tighter. If you run it backwards the other way, as you try to do it, twist this in here, it's going to undo all your tape. There we go. We're just going to twist this on there. Now remember, we're looking at this upside down. It just about get us where we need to be. I'm going to grab the channel locks, get them opened up. We'll just snug it up into place. Now you don't want to crank down on this plastic too hard, because you absolutely can crack it, and then you got yourself a real problem. Now from here, guys, we're just going to reverse the process that we took it apart in. We're going to roll this over, take it down, really that simple, guys. This slides right up in there. Make sure it's seated well. I'm going to set it up. Now, I've got it set up on the edge of the blocks. What I'm going to do here is I'm working by myself, guys. So I'm going to try to lift this up and put it up here on these blocks by myself without knocking my blocks over. We're just going to walk it across these blocks. Like I said, these aren't really heavy. They're more cumbersome than anything. I'll get this up here. I'll show you guys the blocks I have it set on. Now, I told you guys I had it set on some blocks. The top block is a 8x8 by 16 concrete. The bottom one is 8x10 or 8x12 by 16. Those are the big ones down there on bottom. I got several stacks of these, the four corners and then one in the middle to support the weight. But let's get the rest of this put together. Now, I told you we had a cover for this IBC tote. This is just a black vinyl cover. It keeps the sun out, keeps the algae from growing. It does make a big difference, guys. I highly, highly recommend you put something on it or paint your totes or whatnot. We're going to get this put on real quick. As you guys can see, this is something you can do with one person. It was kind of difficult to track down one of these covers big enough to cover a 330-gallon IBC tote. They do have clips here at the bottom where you can wrap them around and clip them onto stuff. We just hang ours on there. Just let them hang. They don't really go anywhere. Doesn't flop around or anything. Okay, so obviously we're up here on top, as you guys can see. Nice and black in there. Sun can't get to it. We usually leave this Velcro cover shut. We'll run the hose into it as well. You can cut a piece of window screen and put over here. That's what we do, but it looks like mine blew away, so I'm gonna have to cut me another one real quick. We'll put a piece of window screen over top of this, and then we have a hose connected to our outlet that just runs around here, goes right into it, and our flap keeps it shut, keeps the algae from growing. This is our water diverter. We got our rain pipe or downspout coming down. It's actually away from the wall of 45 degrees here. There's a little channel down in here. Diverts the water off to the sides. On this side, we got just another ball valve. We got our thread tape on here, garden hose attached to it. It's open. Water runs in here and fills up. Once this is full, we can just turn this off, and all the rest of the water goes on down the downspout. All right, guys. So that's really all there is to setting up this rainwater catchment system. It's really super simple. We collect somewhere in the neighborhood of 500 gallons every time it rains. Everybody should be collecting rainwater now. Great for our animals. Put it on the gardens, a lot better than that city water stuff. So do me a favor, hit that like, share, and subscribe button. And if you guys already have a rainwater catchment system, let me know what setup you guys have, what you like about it, or what you guys would change. My systems are always evolving. Every time I figure something out or I see something on YouTube, I'm always changing it, tweaking it, trying to make it a little better. Let's help each other out, guys. So until next time, start collecting rainwater. Your plants will appreciate it. Y'all stay safe.